Steenhuisen, Minister Schreiber, and then I'll take another round.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, members. I just want to object to one thing. Identity crisis can lead to depression. At this point, MKP is either a bird or a mouse, then it becomes a pet. You see, asinonyane, asitweba, kimangkhane. But it projects itself as a continuation of the ANC legacy. That's why it goes tambo. As the ANC, we still remain committed to mobilization of all strata and classes in society. Yeah, a confused MKP must develop its identity and refine it. Fortunately, we know the difference and the distinction between a revolutionary and a criminal, a vigilante, or an enemy agent. We know the difference.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
Yeah, I see no hand. Honourable members, if you do wish to be recognized, please raise your hand. Honourable member, why are you rising? Honourable Minister, my apologies. Will you take your seat for a moment?
I'm rising to check if it's parliamentary for this member make an allegation on a criminal when a person was talking.
No, Honourable member, I didn't understand it that way. I will check the Hansard and come back. Honourable Minister, please continue.
Unfortunately, I'm not insulting anybody. I'm quoting the same Oliver Tambo that MKP quoted. But because they don't know Oliver Tambo, they can't identify with that quotation. They see it as an insult. My last point, Honorable Chair, is the fact that lega yokufaka ANC kumcimbi wase-Ukraine liphawu nje loku ikabelungu. No ikabelungu nibasimilisa ngathi. Phumani kuloo nto, siyanicela.
Thank you. The next Minister recognizes the Honourable Steenhuisen.
Thank you very much, House Chair. I thought it proper for me to respond to the Honourable Tambo from the EFF, because next week he may not be in that party and may have joined the exodus of the rest of the EFF into the Mkhonto weSizwe party. But let me just say this, that I'm not surprised that the Honourable Tambo and the EFF don't like public-private partnerships. I'm not surprised they don't like communities standing up and doing things for themselves, because their philosophy as a political party is that the big clunking fist of state must do everything for everybody, and unless you rise collectively, none shall rise at all. Communities are joining hands, cleaning their neighborhoods, and
Order, honourable members.
That things work. And the EFF hate it, because they hate to see people doing things for themselves. They hate to see people part of their own.
Honourable Minister, please take your seat for a moment. Honourable Minister. Honourable Mente, why are you rising?
Thank you, House Chair. We have raised this matter with you, that once the ministers start waffling, you must stop them. And you continue people to be incompetent on the floor. Can they answer the matters that are raised pertaining to service delivery that are affecting children and women of this country?
Thank you, Honourable Mente. I have your point of order. The Minister may respond as he wishes. I'm not going to prescribe to him as...
Thank you very much. They hate to see people doing things for themselves, and they would rather see people languishing in terrible neighborhoods with terrible service delivery than us bringing people together to join together. I then want to respond to the member from MK about the Ukraine. And I agree with the Honourable Mantashe. Clearly you're learning your history from the wrong places. Don't believe everything that Ubaba Kaduduzane tells you. The real Mkhonto weSizwe, you would know Joe Medici took them for training in Odessa, which is in the Ukraine. So please go and understand your history before you come here and pretend to be Umkhonto we Sizwe when you know nothing about the real Umkhonto we Sizwe and its contribution in the country. Thank you.
The next in line is Minister Schreiber.
Thank you very much. Let me add to that very salient point from Minister Steenhuisen that as much as a third of the freedom fighters who were trained in the Soviet Union was in Ukraine. And then there's the suggestion that, no, South Africa must pick a side. We must not be non-aligned. It's clear that what comes out of today's member statement is the political illiteracy of the MK party. Have you ever heard of non-alignment? That is exactly what's happening. I salute our negotiators who have worked on this visa waiver issue, and we will implement the policy of this government. Let me also then say, there's this issue of conflating people who break the law, foreign nationals who come into our country, versus those who want to contribute to this country legally through tourism, through investment, and through skills. Chair, we must know that we are able to chew and walk at the same time. We will differentiate between people who break the law and those who can help us achieve the apex priority of the Government of National Unity, which is to grow the economy and create jobs. That is why we are implementing the measures we're doing at Home Affairs. We are revolutionizing this economy, and no one will deter us. On the other side of this issue, there are some members of this House who have recently suggested that Home Affairs must stop deporting people who violate South Africa's immigration laws. Can you imagine what will happen to this country if we send a signal and say, no, it's fine, you can violate the law as long as it's immigration law, and we'll stop deportations? We will experience a collapse. Let me tell the EFF directly today, we will not be deterred from enforcing the rule of law. We will intensify it, and we will deport those who violate South African law. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. The last four members to be recognized is Ministers Chikunga and Krisi, and Deputy Ministers Nel and Manamela. Okay, yeah, I'll revisit the order. I think Ministers gets preference. Minister Toloshe, I'll recognize you. Minister Chikunga, please proceed.
Okay. No, thank you very much, Chairperson. We agree with the Honourable Member of the IFP on the issue regarding the abuse of alcohol, which we believe it is a problem. It is responsible for many social ills, including parents giving birth to children with fetal alcohol syndrome, children growing up without proper socialization, alcohol abuse being associated with gender-based violence and femicide. It is also true, research is proving that. People being killed on the roads due to drunken driving, and therefore the list is endless. The consequences of abuse of alcohol are dire. Indeed, as public representatives, religious leadership, traditional leadership, civil society, private sector, and every one of us have a role to ensure that we discourage the abuse of alcohol. And of course, we run campaigns in our churches and everywhere we go in order to remember that every social drinker, in fact, every alcoholic was once a social drinker, and therefore we don't take things for granted. It is a problem in our country. I thank you very much.